Good afternoon, man.
Good afternoon. So after 5 minutes, I will start when the student.
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, voice is too low, ma'am.
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. Now it's clear.
Okay.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
So can I start? Can I start?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, fine. So, students, last time when we were doing the session, I had to leave in between. I had a meeting. So, we left at computer vision half. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to complete that and then we are going to take forward to the next session. So, the next session will be very important because that is about the future of work. And I'm not going to only focus on AI, I'm going to also talk about how the companies are looking forward to work with those people who have those kinds of skills and what is the future of work will look like. So that is what we are going to discuss. So let us start with from the point where we left. If you remember, last class we were discussing about NLP and what you called computer vision. So I completed NLP and then I shifted to computer vision. So I'm going to focus on computer vision today. I'll start from where I left. So just give me a few seconds. Okay. So this is all what we have completed on that day. And I told about stemming, routing, NLP components, if you remember. Okay. And then I'm going to speak to you about, I have already shown you this demo of Google Doodle, how they collect various kinds of data. So all these I have covered already. I'm going to start from where I left. Okay. This also we have discussed. Okay. So today we're going to look into the computer vision model first. Okay. What is a computer vision model? And this also we have discussed, if you remember, how it basically how computer vision model or work in the facial recognition. I gave you example of that. Then we understood the example of Google driverless car, that how does it take the input from cameras and the sensors, and how the AI basically take those data and take a decision on how to drive, how to basically accelerate or stop the car and all those. So we've already done this. This is also a demo which I have shown you, if you remember, the Google Machine, tablемachine.com. That is a place where that's a kind of a website where I have shown you that two kinds of how a particular tire in manufacturing industry can upload the data of two sets of data. One is, and this is a training set of data. One set is defective and good car tires, and can identify any tire which come as good or a defective tire and reject it. So the quality monitoring. So these are certain software also. Now I'm going to start from here. Okay. So let's talk about the computer vision, which is one of the very prominent domain of AI. So computer vision is basically a field of AI which enable the computer to derive meaningful information from the data which is in the form of image, video, and any other visual input. So, and then basis on of that, it analyze and give recommendation, or it helps in taking decision. For example, in the terms, in example of the driverless car, the camera take the image and the video and other visual inputs like, for example, the traffic signal or a person crossing in front, everything, the visual around the car, which you can see in the picture also on the slide. And then that images are basically first interpreted, that whether it is an image of a person, or a car, of a traffic signal and all those, or a pedestrian or whatever it is. And then there is a algorithm. The algorithm enable the computer to think and observe and understand, for example, the behavior of a person. For example, when you are driving a car, last time I told you, when you drive a car and you see there is a kind of a two-wheeler rider who is also in front, in on the left hand side of yours. And from when you watch and observe that person, you can understand the behavioral, pattern of that person. that maybe this particular person who's coming at a speed or riding at a speed may cross or may do something. So you have to maintain a distance and you have to avoid the accident and colliding with him. The same kind of interpretation and understanding, the behavioral pattern understanding. When, for example, somebody is running and is not doesn't have an intention to stop. For example, if you see this particular third boy from the right hand side, the person is actually having a headset, so he'll not be able to hear the horn, and it may have a noise cancellation feature in that. So how do you understand the behavioral pattern of a particular object which is an input to the algorithm? So human, it is easy because you have experience, and your experience basically help you in understanding. Okay, the person is talking on the phone, or maybe the person is, listening to something on the headphone, and he is running. He may not see. He is not even seeing left and right. He's just crossing. So all these kinds of behavioral pattern can be, for you it is an experience which will train your mind, and you automatically take a decision of driving the car at a certain speed or avoiding or changing the lane or avoiding an accident. But similar kind of experience need to be built into computer where the data is already there. So with the computer vision who helps, enables what, enable not only to interpret the object, which is object identification, but also because of the training of the data, it basically try to identify a behavior pattern and understand, and then help the device to take an action or take a decision. So that means, we mean to say that computer vision, just like any AI model, read lot of data. It runs on the analysis of data over and over until it come out with some distinction or recognize the image. Distinction means, for example, if there is a dog or if there is any animal. So it basically try to analyze the different kinds of training set of data and try to analyze whether what kind of animal it is. Okay. Example, like if you see a dog, the dog may chase the car. So that's a behavior pattern. You know by experience that dog may chase the car. So that kind of a training has to be done in the AI algorithm so that it understand if it is a dog, it may have a behavior of running. So you need to have certain kinds of skills to handle that, or you have to do certain kind of driving to handle that. But if it is a cow, the cow may not bulge. It will stand there. It is very stubborn, even if you horn or do anything. So you have to change your lane. So all these kinds of training is done. So the training a computer not only to recognize and interpret, but also to understand the behavior pattern is computer vision. So I hope you have understood that. So don't have an impression that computer vision is only about identifying the and classification of the object. It is more than that. So So that is how I have shown you also in the demo in the last few sessions in certain software, that how we can upload different kinds of image and how we can train the AI model with large set of image data to help to learn the computer to differentiate and recognize between the data. So two essential technologies are used to basically accomplish this, which is a type of machine learning called deep learning in this computer vision I'm talking about. And the second one is called the convolution neural network. You might have heard about neural network a lot, which is used widely in medical industry. And I have given you an example of lung cancer in the first few sessions, that how Google has used the image data of all the medical image data to identify uh, with a better accuracy than the human radiologist about the presence and absence of cancer in the lung cancer. So machine learning uses the algorithm model which will enable a computer to teach itself about the context of the visual data. Please understand the context. Okay, that is very, very important. Similarly, how I taught you about NLP, that NLP is on text data. So NLP basically understand the text. If you remember one example where I given you a text, a summary, and you suppose if you have to complete, so if there's a lawyer who's ready trying to go to the ready trying to ready to, uh, you know um, dress himself and go to the court, and there are several options available. His coat lawyer coat is not washed, he is not able to find it, so certain things were there. So he found a kind of a bathrobe which was very expensive and gifted and very fancy, gifted by his wife, and all those kinds of stuff is there. So he will, what will be the next, how you complete the data. So in NLP doesn't complete the data on the basis of what, uh, on the basis of the data which is previous data which is available. It also try to understand the context. Similarly, the image data or the visual data also helps, the AI helps the visual, from the visual data to understand the context. So algorithm is written in such a way. So if enough data is fed through the model, the computer will look at the data and teach itself to tell one, distinguish between one image from the other, like how you can see here. Okay, all are cars, but how the car is in some, the car may be in the parking. There are fruits and a lot of other objects which are there. So this is one thing which the computer does. The second thing is that, so this is very, very important, that how do you do? So what are the things which a computer vision or the computer programming uh, does in terms of computer vision? There are few things which the computer vision helps in interpreting. One is called image classification. So it can see an image and classify whether it is a dog, an apple, or a person face in a facial recognition system, for example. It can predict that given image belong to a certain class. For example, a social media company might want to see, uh, to use the computer vision to automatically identify and segregate objectionable image uploaded by the user. Facebook started using AI when I try to understand whether a particular person is uploading a certain image under the influence of alcohol. This is a very old case. So, how do they identify? Because when you're posting a image and you're writing a caption, what happens? The caption will understand the way you are writing. Maybe you will make a mistake, uh, maybe you will make a mistake in uploading the image properly. You will take a lot of time to upload the image. The text written by you will be incorrect, lot of spelling errors, and it will not, sometime it won't make sense. So from that it will try to understand that maybe you are drunk. So what it does, it try to hold the image and used to, but it was not liked by the user, so it was withdrawn. So it will give you a warning, and it will say that, do you still want this image? And maybe an image which has certain unacceptable things or social behavior, like for example you're drinking, or you something like that, where which you may not like it. So try to understand your behavior or the context, and then give you a option whether you would like, because we all know that social media is one of the very popular way of finding the target employee by the employer. And when the employee want to find out about you, they may go to your social media site, and whatever data is available publicly, they may see that, and they may not like to see something like that. Okay, so this is how the image classification to not only identify the class of the image, but also to tabulate their appearance. Example include like detecting a damage on a assembly line in a manufacturing unit in a factory, identifying whether a machine require a maintenance or not, with the help of the image data. That is also one of the things. So one the first work what it does, how does it work, is for the remote cognition. The second thing which it does it object tracking. So object tracking is like, it follows and track an object which need to be detected. Like I told you about the lung cancer. So various kinds of CT scans or MRI scans are feeded as image data into the computer system, and algorithm try to detect the presence of the cancer or absence of cancer. So not only the image data, but video feeds are also sometimes feeded. Again, one more example of autonomous vehicles, where it can try to classify and detect objects like pedestrian. If you see this data, or the car or the road infrastructure, the lane, you know, the traffic light, all those kinds of various kinds of traffic sign, all this it can do. The third one is the content based image retrieval. That means computer vision try to browse and search and retrieve images from a large data store based on the content of the image rather than metadata tag. You know, metadata tag you can find out on the when you're searching on the search engine, it will show you the description and there will be some kind of a metadata tag. So that is something which it does, and it try to do this. Okay, so let us look into some more detail of the vision. So as I said that computer vision is a subfield of AI, and it deals with acquiring, processing, and analyzing the visual data, which can be in the form of image or video. It is one of the most prominent or dominating form of AI, and which we are using in our day-to-day life. We have a lot of example of day to computer vision working in our day-to-day equipment or devices what we are using. So basically computer vision is a technique that extract information from visual data, as I said, from image. So computer vision works similarly like our human eyes with brain. Human eyes with brain. So, you know, I'm putting importance on that. So one of the questions which should flash in your mind as a student is, how does the human brain operate and solve visual object recognition? See, students, whenever you're writing an algorithm or when you are developing a solution, it is very important for you to understand that the process, how does it work? How does the human vision work? How does the brain interpret what it is? How does it recognize the visual images? So in certain level, if you can and then try to imitate that in the form of computer vision. So at certain level, computer vision is all about pattern recognition. Most of the time when we say computer vision, we say pattern recognition. The similar pattern or a difference in the pattern. So which also require a lot of data training. Data set has to be trained in the process of understanding the visual data, and the vast amount of these visual labeled data, again labeled data, not unlabeled, supervised learning. So labeled data is provided to machine to train it. So labeled data enable the machine to analyze different pattern in all data points and can relate to those labels. Suppose if we provide a visual data of, let's say, millions of dogs, this I have already showed you. So I'm just taking the example of what I have already given a demo of that in a application. So millions of dog image, if you feed into a machine learning algorithm or train the model using that, then the computer learn from this data, analyze each photo and color, the background, the pattern, which is similar to dog, and then generate a model. It trains it and generate a model. And as a result, this computer vision model can now accurately detect whether the image contain a dog or not whenever you put. So you put an image of a cat, it will say it is cat. Anything, I'm just giving you one example. Okay. So the computer vision, as I said, can be utilized in many tasks like object classification, identifications, then object verifications. Okay. Object verification is there. Then a lot of things which I already have discussed with you. Okay. So let us look into some of the application of computer vision. Okay. So when you talk about computer vision, what are the innovation in artificial intelligence and AI? Most of the innovation, advanced innovation in AI and machine learning is basically in the field of computer vision. And that's the reason computer vision has become a center of attraction for different industry, which can include retail, security, healthcare, automotive, agriculture. Some of the popular application of computer vision I will tell you. The first one is facial recognition. So the computer vision has enabled the machine, which can be there in your phones, to open your phone or any applications, or maybe it can be anything. So computer vision has enabled machine to detect face image of people to verify. Machines are given the input data image when you first time want to set up your face as a facial recognition system to open your phone. You have to take the picture of your phone from all the angles, And what it does, it will show you this pattern. Sometimes, suppose mostly in the iPhone, it shows this. So the machines will take the image, and the computer vision algorithm then detect the facial feature, compare them with the database of the picture which is already there in the system, and then try to identify. And most of the other social media networking site also using this. For example, Facebook, they also use facial recognition system to detect and tag user. Have you seen if there is a group of people which are the group photo is uploaded, and those are the those have accounts in Facebook? What it does, it detect a particular person and tag the user. So, and then again, there are several government agency like CBI, FBI. All of them are using computer vision to identify the criminal in the video feeds. So suppose you are capturing, there is a crime which has happened, and there's a camera recording or image which is available. So those image and video recording has feeded into the system, and from there it recognizes. The second application is in healthcare industry. So healthcare industry is an industry where computer vision is playing a very, very crucial and important role. And from a long time, it is evolving. So traditional approach is, as I have already told you about the cancer tumor, that you have a lot of image data, like see, what is called your CT scan, your MRI scan, your X-rays, so many things are ECG reports. All these are in the forms of graph and image, which we can't understand. So all these prediction of the presence and the absence of the cancer, which I've already given you example and shown you how it is done, that is one of the major advantage of this, especially in the cancer treatment. And it has accuracy level which is higher than the human vision or the doctors can identify the cancer patients who need treatment and all this. The next application is self-driving car. So computer vision technology has contributed a lot in self-driving car vehicles by use of cameras. So with the help of the camera, it can capture the video from different angle around the car, and then input that data, the video data or the image data, into the AI to help and with the help of the computer vision feature in AI, it can detect the object, read the traffic signal, understand the behavior pattern of the pedestrian who is crossing, and also identify the object. The next application is optical character recognition. So, optical character recognition helps in understanding a handwritten text or printed. For example, somebody like doctor writings, we say. Sometimes you write something and it is very difficult for us to understand, what it is written. So, and sometimes some pictures are there, we are not able to extract any information. So, sometimes what happens, most of the company use computer vision to extract the text from the document like invoice, bill, articles, you know, research material and all. The next application is machine inspection. For example, retail. So in retail, the computer vision is used by the retail industry to track the inventory, to track the product, the shelf, the price, the product movement into the store. So AI-based computer vision technique automatically charges the customer for marked product today in the retail stores. Like Tesco is using it, Walmart is also using it. In India, I don't think somebody is using, but that is there. The next one is 3D model building in real estate. So 3D model building today, before you buy a house, so today what happens when you want to buy a house, even a furniture also or anything. Suppose you want to buy a house. So the builder will show you some pictures. This was a traditional approach. And then you say, okay, fine, you have an idea, an image about your house, how it is going to look when it is built. But today you want to experience the house and see the house before it is built so that you can make a modification and it should be built according to your choice. For that, 3D modeling is done. And 3D modeling will use a lot of other technology, but AI is one of the, and the computer vision is one of the technology. So in this field, computer vision play a role in constructing 3D computer model. Even in the product industry also, before coming up with a new feature or a new product, they do a 3D modeling of the product, the prototype of the product, and they go ahead. For example, iPad. So when iPad first was released in 2010, before that, what used to happen? There was then at that time the AI was not so developed, so they didn't created a 3D model. So what they did was a particular artist draw a sketch of the product on a paper, and then they try to copy that particular product design. So in product designing, product prototyping also, real estate also, we use 3D model by this. And also certain other application like robotic, autonomous driving, 3D tracking, 3D scene creation by movie makers, use of AR and VR, all these. Then medical imaging, I already told you that medical professions are taking a better decision, accurate decision today, and they can treat their patient because they have this, they can visualize the specific body part. Even they can go to an extent of visualizing the tissue and the cell by using these kinds of a computer vision with the help of computer vision. So there can be a lot of better things which are developing. For example, there is something called computer tomography, CT, okay, and magnetic MRI scans. All these MRI and CT scans are the visual image or the uh, visual repository. These are well identified using the computer vision model. So already I have told you today, even in the non-autonomous car, the car which we drive also have certain computer vision capability. Like for example, you have cameras. Now, camera is in a normal car, the camera will just show you the reverse because in the back you can't see. So in the back, it will tell you how to reverse. But in certain premium car, like for example BMW or in Mercedes, they have a camera for front also. So sometimes what happens, you can't a human vision may blur during certain weather conditions, or may happen that you may see a empty road, but 60 meter ahead you can't see what is there, or maybe less than that. So what it does is the camera can go ahead 60 meter and give you a overview. In Europe, I have seen in certain cars that it tells that after few meters, few kilometers, there is a signal, and what by what time the signal is going to get red and green. So accordingly, you can manage your speed. So this is one what it is. Then you have in surveillance also. So in the surveillance also you have the camera, like for example, CCTV camera nowadays are equipped with in Norway, in London, in US also in certain places. They have CCTV cameras which are equipped with AI because all the images go through cloud. And in the cloud, there's an application which has computer vision feature built with AI, and it can basically help to recognize and specifically help in preventing crime. Okay, then your fingerprint recognition and biometric, where your eye scan and your finger scan. So but when we talk about fingerprint and biometric to validate a user identity, the biometric basically deals with recognizing a person based on physiological features such as face, fingerprint, behavioral. But what is happening, that is not AI. Because if I say that AI is used in biometric, then I'm saying wrong. Because anything, what it does, it the biometric system will take a pattern of your hand and to try to match with the stored pattern, and when it matches 100%, it says it is you. But what happens, sometimes it may happen that there are a lot of frauds which are happening nowadays. I was just recently watching, I saw that movie last week, Tiger 3, and I saw that there was a scene where one lady eye, iris scan was used basically to open a particular wallet, which has a very, very important document. So, what they did, they wanted that iris scan, her scan, but it was impossible to get her to go there and use her eye to open that wallet. So what they did was they basically went and they somehow controlled that woman and she felt unconscious because of some kind of a fight and all those. And because when she felt unconscious, they opened the eye, and with the help of one particular specific camera, they captured the IV scan, and they used the same image to open that, because the image matched with the image, it will do. But today, the AI is used by some company to create a high security zone where if somebody is doing a fraud like that, for example, if somebody is printing your handprint and putting that in your hand and then using it, that will be easily recognized. So humans physiology and behavior is very well recognized and identified with the particular pattern in the AI. Okay. So healthcare industry, I will not talk more about that. Already I've spoken about medical image recognition. This already I told you. That's this how it help in diagnosing, assessment, identifying at the microscopic level of anomalies in the things which can't be done with the help of human eyes. The colonoscopy, I will just show you one example here. The colonoscopic image analysis. So colonoscopy test involved the manual search of polyp in the large intestine, which is very, very difficult to identify because and it is very expensive also. It is a lot of time consuming if you are doing it manually. But with computer vision technologies today, doctors are trained to do something which we say FCN, you know, the convolution network, which is used to basically analyze the internal organ. So internal organ you can manage and you can find out the presence and absence of polyp in that. Okay. Then so the computer vision is doing a lot in terms of analyzing the X-rays, ultrasound, CT scans, and MRI, and finding with a very improved accuracy about the disease recognition, identification. So these are certain kinds of application in medical industry, which I've already elaborated a lot in last few sessions. We can see that early diagnosis of cancer, detection of cancer, enhance, and then if you remember the Da Vinci surgery, all these are kind of a thing which computer visions are helping the medical professionals. Okay, lab test, all these in every field, dermatologist, cardiologist, or everywhere the things are used. So if you have a lot of hair loss, you can go to a kind of a dermatologist or trichologists, and you can they take the image of your scalp, and within the scalp, the root of the hair, and they try to analyze and find out what can be the cause, what is the pattern, what kind of disease you are facing because of that your hair is falling, all those kinds. Okay. And automatically, not only this, it will do, it will generate the image. So let us see some example. Okay. Give me a few seconds. So let us see this example.
Today, with accuracy.
When we found out Grandma had breast cancer,
So I'm sorry, maybe you'll be able to hear the voice now. This is a case study on by done by Google.
when we found out Grandma had breast cancer, it was in the late 90s and it wasn't something that anyone talked about. So my first mammogram was nerve-wracking. Waiting for the results. Every thought runs through your head. What if they find something? It was the worst feeling.
One of the greatest anxieties about having mammography is the wait. It may take radiologists days, sometimes weeks, to get through the list of mammograms that need to be read. This is a national problem. We don't have enough people doing what we need to do. With the research study that we're doing with Google, we're using artificial intelligence that scans the mammogram image. It helps flag patients that may need additional imaging. I get an email that says the patient has been flagged, and if I agree, we take the patient and they take more pictures right away. We're just at the tip of the iceberg in terms of what we can do with artificial intelligence. We would like to see that we are getting patients faster through the system. If we can show that, then we can potentially change radiologists' operations in such a way that they can prioritize patients that need care first. So it will be very exciting to see the results of this study.
This is a great example of how we're learning if AI could support clinicians in their work to triage patients. At Google, we want everyone to have the highest quality care. Technology can and should help close the equity gap. That's why we're working to bring this technology to bear on important global health challenges, from diabetic retinopathy to our new work to improve tuberculosis detection using image recognition on chest X-rays. We also believe AI can assist you in your daily health. People come to Google search every day to ask questions about their health. For example, we see billions of queries each year related to dermatologic issues. This is no surprise because derm conditions affect about 2 billion people globally. There are not enough specialists to meet the need. And so we wondered, how can AI help when you're searching and asking, what is this? Meet our AI-powered Dermatology Assist tool, a Class 1 CE-marked medical device that uses machine learning to help find answers to common derm conditions, right from your smartphone or computer. From your phone, just upload 3 different photos taken from various angles of the skin, hair, or nail issue that you want to learn about, and answer some basic questions about your symptoms. The AI model handles the rest. In a matter of seconds, you will have a list of possible matching dermatologic conditions, and then we can help you get relevant information to learn more. It seems simple, but developing an effective AI model for dermatology requires the capability to interpret millions and millions of images, inclusive of a full range of skin types and tones. When available, this tool will be accessible from your browser and cover 288 conditions, including 90% of the most commonly searched derm-related questions on Google. We're working to make it available to consumers on Google Search in the EU as early as the end of this year. We've just looked at ways we're applying AI to support people and caregivers everywhere. But health isn't just driven by medical care. It's also about our social and emotional well-being. And that's where staying connected comes in. To find out how Google is helping, we pass it back to Sundar.
Okay. So students, you have seen that how in the mammography and how also Google has helping the normal people to find out using the image data that what problem you have, because most of the time we have a habit that we don't go to the doctor until and unless it is very severe and serious. So what they normally do is, for example, you have any skin disease or anything like that, you first try to go to the Google and try to find out that what can be the solution or a home remedy which you can use. So what Google has done is Google has used an AI algorithm and computer vision model where you can upload the photo. You can see that health.google.com/dermatologist. For example, if it is a dermatologist problem, upload the picture, answer certain questions. It take the picture, images, and it will be trained with certain images on certain disease or in the skin, and it will give you the interpretation. So this is how the Google is helping in a normal way. Let us look into some more example now. So I'm also going to talk about the example in the in terms of health manufacturing. Just give me a few seconds. I'll just share the video first with you. So I want you to pay attention to this video and then we can discuss about how manufacturing industry is using computer vision.
Hello, I'm Fabio Pirelli, Product Manager at Matrix Imaging. I'm here to present a demo vision system that uses both traditional machine vision as well as deep learning to inspect the lips of glass bottles. The system features the new Matrix Iris GTX smart camera running a project developed using the latest version of the Matrix Design Assistant X flowchart-based vision software. The smart camera is triggered from a photosensor when a bottle appears in view. The smart camera itself then triggers a coaxial illuminator and acquires an image of the bottle lip. The bottle lip is next located in the image and classified as being OK or no good. Let's have a closer look at the demo. Our latest smart camera is an evolutionary product from the established lineup of Matrix Iris smart cameras. Retaining the same footprint as the predecessor, the inner workings of the Matrix Iris GTX have been completely redesigned. Matrix Iris GTX leverages an Intel Atom X6000 series processor, formerly known as Elkhart Lake, to dramatically increase performance. For typical machine vision workloads, you can see a 3-time performance improvement over the previous generation, that is the Matrix Iris GTR smart camera. Thanks to the increased power of the Intel Atom X6000 series processor, we were able to integrate higher resolution and faster image sensors. These image sensors come with resolution ranging from 2 to 16 megapixel sensing in either monochrome or color. Returning to the demo setup, we'll see that the illumination is controlled through the new Light Hub controller from Advanced Illumination. The Light Hub was specifically designed for use with the Matrix Iris GTX. It connects directly to the Matrix Iris GTX, and it can interface to a variety of Advanced Illumination LED lights. For the purpose of this demo, we're using a square coaxial illuminator. The inspection project or application was created using the latest version of the Matrix Design Assistant X vision software. The software lets users develop applications more quickly and efficiently by simply having them build and configure a flowchart. When the glass bottle is in the field of view, a photosensor triggers the camera to take an image after the strobe light is activated. The application then locates the bottle on the conveyor using conventional edge-based pattern recognition. The application goes on to decide whether a bottle is okay or no good by looking at the state of the lip using a previously trained image classifier model. This is the operator view being displayed from the video output of the Matrix Iris GTX. As you can see, no good bottles have some kind of defect or flaw on the lip, whereas OK bottles do not. The demo highlights the combined power of the new Matrix Iris GTX smart camera and the Matrix Design Assistant X software for automated visual inspection. More information about the Matrix Iris GTX and the Matrix Design Assistant X are available on the Matrix Imaging website.
Okay. So now you students, you have seen, okay. So you have seen that how computer vision is, market in the manufacturing industry is growing. There are a lot of way in which the manufacturing industry is using the computer vision to do the quality control. uh, you know, Many, the transportation industry, the large scale factories, all of them are using the computer vision to high speed their production and to save the defect and improve the quality. Okay, so I will show you some more example. One example which I want to show you now is the video on how the computer vision is used in automotive industry to automate certain kinds of things. And also now I'm going to show you the BMW manufacturing assembling, how the BMW use the assembling of their product part, because you all know that vehicle manufacturing, especially the car manufacturing or any vehicle manufacturing, is the assembly industry. So you assemble different part like car, chassis, and engine, the body part and chassis and the engine. And also not only it does that, but also it helps in, it basically improve the worker safety. It monitor the worker safety at manufacturing facility. Okay. So many automobile industry, almost all big automobile industry using computer vision enabled assembling bot to assemble the product at a higher accuracy and speed. So let us see how BMW is using the computer vision in AI to detect the car model in its assembly line. So I'll share that video with you now. Okay. Now, let us now look at one more example, students. And this example is basically again in automobile industry, which is in transportation. Okay, not passengers car. So you're talking about transportation. Again, the computer vision technology is revolutionizing the transportation industry. There are many cases on that. One is the autonomous vehicles by Mercedes and by other car manufacturer, not in India, but they, because in future the global autonomous vehicle market is going to grow by 62 billion, and which will be soon. Future, I'm not talking about 10 years ahead. So how this is going to work, I'm going to show you a video on that. Okay.
Imagine looking in your rearview mirror and seeing this 70,000-pound 18-wheeler behind you without anyone at the wheel. Well, we are pretty much there because this truck is driving itself. Aurora Innovation already has autonomous trucks like this one cruising the highway, just with a babysitter at the wheel.
At Aurora, we're building self-driving technology.
Sensors track what's going on around the truck, and an onboard computer not only drives, it does so as politely as possible so it won't freak out anyone else on the road.
It's a combination of hardware, software, and data services that allows us essentially operate vehicles autonomously.
These trucks all share a common robot brain, and that brain has driven 5 million real-world miles. Every time one truck drives, they all get smarter.
So it really understands the world based on all of the experiences that it's been through.
So whatever we're likely to see, I was going to say bump into, that's not the right word.
No.
Will be, in theory, something that it has encountered either in the real world or in simulation.
Or something similar, right? And so it knows how to handle that situation because it's encountered it before.
For the moment, 2 experienced drivers are part of every ride. He watches the road while she watches the software and describes what's coming next.
She's watching how the Aurora driver is perceiving the world and how it's making decisions. And she's keeping him updated on it constantly.
We drove a few miles between Dallas and Houston, a run that these trucks just began making for FedEx. And by the end of 2023, the company says they won't have anyone inside. But while this is cool technology, it's really a reflection of a labor issue. The trucking industry predicts a shortage of 160,000 truck drivers by the year 2030. Labor experts say it's not a lack of willing drivers. They blame deregulation in the 1980s, which turned steady trucking jobs into contractor work with lower wages and tougher working conditions.
I think it's probably not the job you want to go into 40 years from now.
Robotic trucks could eventually spell the end of traditional trucking jobs.
Is a self-driving truck tremendously less expensive than training up a human driver?
We don't really think about it that way. We think about the value that it gets to bring to the market. The Aurora driver is going to be able to drive for 20 hours a day.
Basically until the gas runs out.
Until the gas runs out.
The implications of technology like this go on and on. It could help solve our supply chain issues. It might end one whole human occupation while creating a new one for a lucky few. And soon enough, one lane of your nearest highway may be an endless wall of robot trucks. For today, Jake Ward, Palmer, Texas.
Thoughts?
Yeah, a little Transformers action.
Okay. So now, since what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to the next case and then I'll move it to the next session which I want to do. So the last slide is about road traffic analysis. This is the last example which I want to give you. So the computer vision also help in analyzing the traffic condition in Europe. So they have certain camera mounted on the roads and the data from the computer vision becomes an input into urban traffic management system to optimize the traffic flow in the city. Same thing Bangalore is also implementing. I don't know how many of you have noticed. You might have seen certain big camera which is covered with certain plastic, covers on, especially on MG roads and all. These all cameras are basically to analyze the congestion in the traffic on the road because Bangalore traffic is going worse day by day. So depending on the number of vehicle on the road, the traffic signal is going to change now. Now what was happening, traditional method is manually changing or setting up a time. That you set up a time and according to the time, it will open up one particular signal in one particular direction. But now with this help of this camera, the camera will take the image and will interpret the congestion on the road depending on the load or the number of car, the nearness of the car, the crowd of the car on the road, and depending on it will identify the congestion, and it will open the signal for a certain period of time, which is not defined, uh, predefined. I must say that. So that is what even the Bangalore traffic management is going to do. So I'm going to show you this last video, then I'll move it to the next session. Just give me some time.
The city of Darmstadt near Frankfurt in Germany doesn't escape the problems of traffic congestion. In order to make intelligent traffic management possible and make traffic flows smoother, the city's traffic authorities make use of video detection and management technology from FLIR systems.
Durch die unterschiedlichen Einsatzfelder der Videodetektoren haben wir festgestellt, dass sie sich sehr gut eignen für eine verkehrsabhängige Steuerung. Wir konnten die Qualität der verkehrsabhängigen Steuerung im Vergleich zum Einsatz von Induktionsschleifen deutlich verbessern.
Also der große Vorteil der Videodetektion im Vergleich zu Induktionsschleifen ist, dass wir keinen Tiefbau benötigen, keine Fremdfirmen extra beauftragen müssen, die uns die Schleifen in die Fahrbahn legen, sondern wir montieren einfach die Kamera dahin, wo wir sie hinhaben wollen, verdrahten sie und tun sie anschließend konfigurieren und fertig. Mit den Videodetektoren sind wir auch in der Lage, eine Stauerkennung durchzuführen, um bei erhöhtem Verkehrsfluss eine Grünzeitverlängerung durchzuführen, um den Stau und bzw. den erhöhten Verkehr abfließen zu lassen.
The city of Darmstadt is using various types of video sensors for vehicle, pedestrian and bike detection. This has made the inner city traffic a lot safer and more efficient.
Wir befinden uns hier gerade im Ortsteil Darmstadt-Bessungen. An der Verkehrssignalanlage grenzen 2 Schulen an. Und hier ist es relativ gefährlich, wenn die Schule aus ist, kommen ziemlich viele Schüler beisammen. Der Schüler und der Passanten hier zu gewährleisten, dass sie vernünftig bei Grün über die Ampel gehen können, haben wir Kontakt zur Firma FLIR aufgenommen und haben sie ein geeignetes Produkt gebeten. Und somit haben wir hier im Hintergrund die Seawalk installiert. Diese detektiert eine Masse an Leuten und passt dementsprechend die Grünphase der Verkehrssignalanlage an, sodass gewährleistet ist, dass auch der letzte Passant, der gerade über die Straße geht, sicher über die Straße kommt bei Grün. Parallel zur Seawalk haben wir noch normale Traffic-Cams angebracht, die den normalen Verkehrsfluss gewährleisten. Sie erkennen zum Beispiel, wenn jetzt noch ein Auto auf der Straße ist oder eine Straßenbahn etc. und ein Fußgänger drückt, dass erstmal der Verkehr abgearbeitet wird und dadurch ist der Verkehrsfluss weiterhin gewährleistet.
Wir haben hier ein weiteres Problem und das betrifft die Radfahrerdetektion. Es gibt Stellen am Knotenpunkt, die sowohl für wartende Radfahrer als Wartefläche dienen, als aber auch zeitgleich für querende Fußgänger, die auch in eine andere Richtung laufen. Die thermische Videodetektion schafft es, sicher unterschiedliche Geh- bzw. Fahrtrichtungen zu erkennen und auch eine Unterscheidung zwischen Fußgängern und Radfahrern mit einer ausreichenden Sicherheit herzustellen. Zusätzlichen Effekt der Videodetektion setzen wir das Ganze zur Verkehrsbeobachtung ein. In unserem Verkehrsrechnerraum können wir Knotenpunkte beobachten, ohne direkt vor Ort zu sein. Wir können das Ganze auch in Nachtzeiten beobachten. Wir können das Ganze aufzeichnen.
Bei den Schleifensystemen haben Sie die Intelligenz draußen vor Ort und Sie können nicht aus der Ferne zugreifen. Und bei den Videosystemen brauchen Sie draußen nur die Montage machen und Sie können die komplette Konfiguration und die komplette Intelligenz über unser Netzwerk von hier aus bedienen und konfigurieren. FLIR ITS hat uns im Gesamtbild das beste Konzept über die Jahre jetzt aufgezeigt. Ja? Mit Einführung von Flux und der Integration vieler für die City relevante Elemente in der Software grenzt sich da meiner Meinung nach FLIR ITS von Mitbewerbern klar ab.
Okay. Okay. So here we have given you a lot of examples and applications. So what are we going to do now is we will take the second session because already 2 o'clock. So I'm going to now talk about something very important from student point of view, which is basically about the future of work. And I thought I should take this session because we should know that how your future of work is going to look like. What are the different kinds of technology and what are the challenges you're going to face as a skilled worker? Because we're talking a lot today about more than education, we have something which is given importance, which is about skill. Okay. So let us see that what are the kind of skills which is required by the companies in future so that you can prepare yourself with that. And that is not enough, that your skill should not become obsolete. You should keep on, you know, uh, progress on that. So let us see that first. Just a minute. So I'm going to just share the screen. Give me some time. Okay. So the topic of this session is future of work. So when I say future of work, I don't want to tell you something about after 10 years. I'm talking about a very nearby scenario, distant scenario, within 1, 2 years. So now you all know that we are living in a world where the technology is advancing at the bat of an eye. The future of change is already there. We can see those changes and there's transition already happening, which is happening in the business. Business has become very, very dynamic. Those technological advancement in the past decade, what we have seen has drastically changed in terms of things. What we see, we have something called, for example, if I just got this particular research and I got it for you, and if we look into the nutshell, the gig economy has come out. Now, what is a gig economy? Gig economy is means freelance worker. So people like you would not like to work with and get stuck with some company. So the gig economy is a free market where the company will look for, even the company wants that. So the company will look for an independent worker or a freelancer instead of hiring a full-time worker. So you can work for 2, 3 companies and make more money. So the gig referred to the model of working where the workers are employed and paid per project instead of paying monthly. Now, one of the biggest question in the world of work is whether or not AI will prove to be a threat to human labor. This always comes in the mind when we talk about the AI. So that is also something which we have to see. The AI may cause a threat to a routine job, but there are new kind of skill job which has evolved where the human creativity or human talent is required. So the rise of internet technologies has at a time given a lot of benefit to the people, but at the same time it is worrying. It is destroying a lot of jobs. Okay, it is making people automating. So if you look into this chart, you can see that number of smartphones users going day by day. There is a tsunami of data which is flowing, and exploding the world. So data is everywhere, and every single touch point or the data is very useful for the company, for anybody, or anybody who's in research. So the nature of the career is changing. You require people who are skilled, not people who are knowledgeable. Then millennial people are becoming gig workers. All these are there. Okay. So why does it matter? Why the future of work matter to us? So the pandemic especially accelerated the arrival of future of work very, very fast. It was actually very distant, but it made, do. Like, for example, now we are conducting this class. Before pandemic, nobody would have thought of conducting the classes online because even mentally you were not prepared, you were not used to it. So today it is possible to sit somewhere and listen to a particular professor or attend a class of a Harvard University professor or a person who's sitting in some other country. That is possible because of the pandemic, and because of the pandemic, people have become. So, what pandemic has done, it has accelerated the arrival of future of the work. So, we use now a lot of integrated technology into business operation, and because of that, the nature of the work, the speed of the work, the process of the work have changed drastically. Our work lifestyle has changed. We have hybrid work life lifestyle, and the human centric orientation is also something which we have to look into. How do we collaborate human talent to work with these technologies? So that is a basically a kind of thing. So today, most of the universities, especially the NS universities, sorry, the if you look into the NAP 2020 vision or maybe the UGC guideline, they have come up with something called the NSQF scale. NSQF scale is National Qualification Framework of Skills. And this is developed by industry, where the industry says there's a huge gap between the academia and the industry. What a person, whenever he graduates, especially the engineering students, there is a lot of gap in terms of skills, not in terms of knowledge. You have knowledge, but you don't have skills. So NSQF is now been adopted and implemented by a lot of university across India to develop those relevant skills related to the industry so that you're future worker ready. You're ready for the industry. Okay. So there are skills when I say it matters a lot, both the skills of the hard skills, or we can say the soft skills also. So important skills in the soft skills are like flexibility, empathy, problem solving. So let us look into certain kinds of things which is making the human being work environment very challenging. How we can deal with the situation of human labor replaced by the machines. How do we do something where the human work with machine? Okay, so we are moving toward machine dominated future work environment. So how do we work with those machines? What kind of skills we should develop? Okay, so even when we talk about the industry now require multiple skills in the person. So you can't say that I will learn AI, I will master AI, and that's all. With AI, if you remember in the view session, I've already told you that with the AI, you should also have the knowledge and skills of IoT, skills on blockchain. You may have skills in certain other technology, AR, VR, metaverse, anything. So the future of work, which has arrived so quickly because of the pandemic, want to have a kind of a condition or a digital platform which is automated and want to have a workforce which is updated. So that's the reason today when we talk about the present scenario, the in by 2030, India want more than 3 billion digital workforce, digitally qualified, technically qualified workforce, skilled workforce. And present scenario, if you see, 50% of the workforce required to be updated on skills. So that is what is going on. Okay. So through 2020 and 2021, the majority of conditions were COVID accelerated. And because of that, the technology which was developed during that time was help to make people work from home or allow people to work from home. Okay. And many of the people resisted. We also resisted that. But it made us, today we are in a condition where we have become more flexible and responsive to the change in the way the workplace is existing or changing. So technology advancement has caused our business model to shift from pivot to a customer behavior. Customer is king always. So how do you make sure that each and every customer is catered? And this is possible only through the technology. Okay. Then multidisciplinary team, even in the university also, even if you see UGC is asking every university to do multidisciplinary project, transdisciplinary project. Multidiscipline means that engineering students should also work with the management students, should work with the humanities students, social science students, and develop certain skills related to that. And that's the reason now universities are offering multiple multidisciplinary skill oriented subjects. So, for example, if you are an engineering students, you will be given certain subject related to commerce, related to management, related to humanity, related to science. All those are evolving. And suppose if you are a computer science, you will get certain subject from mechanical and all those. That was there already. But so this is required because the industry want multiple skills people to handle multiple tasks. So you have to build a human centric skills in the students to develop those future working conditions, to help them in adopting into the future working conditions. Okay. So I will just go ahead and I'll try to show you a video first. Just give me a few seconds. So I'm going to share a video with you where you're going to see that how the future of work will look like. Okay. So, students, you have seen that what is the kind of future of work we are leading into. So, I'm also going to talk about certain technology which is going to be in demand in near future. So, we're going to talk about that now. Let me share the slide. Okay. Okay, just give me a few seconds. Go ahead. Just give me a few seconds. Okay. So now we're going to talk about how the uh, few technologies which will be in demand. So one of the technology which is highly in demand is metaverse. Metaverse is also called the next or the evolution of internet, the next generation of internet or evolution of internet. So metaverse is basically the mixture or maybe the blended of lot of technology all together coming, which includes virtual reality, augmented reality, online games, social media, cryptocurrency, and AI. Okay. And when we talk about metaverse, we also should understand who the metaverse has come into picture. Why this word metaverse is used? Because what is the significance? So in 1992, there was a novel which was written by Neil Stephenson, and the name of the novel was Snow Crash. And Stephenson was the first person who coined the word called metaverse. Not only he coined the word metaverse, he also said the metaverse is going to become the next successor of the internet. And he had in his book written a vision how virtual reality based internet may evolve in immediate future. So the metaverse and the future of the work is something which we are going to now discuss. So the future of work will continue to unfold with new transformational technology which is going to keep on changing. It will not remain static as such. So metaverse is a new evolving environment in the workplace nowadays. Now also we talk about something called, so this is some statistic which you can see that in 2026, 25% of the individuals will spend at least 1 hour every day in the metaverse, which is next year, next 2 years within that. Whether it will be for work, whether it will be for education, education is going to transform a lot, where students will not sit and listen like this. They may like to have an experience by immersing themselves into that particular experience. Social networking sites, so Web3 technology will transform the entire internet and fuel the future of work, which will transform into metaverse. Again, one more prediction which was given by World Economic Forum, where it is said that 58% of the company will embrace metaverse and embrace the technology and will be what there will be a huge transition into the workplace environment. And within next 2 years, many companies will adopt metaverse in their process. So it is very essential, students, to understand the working conditions in metaverse, how the working condition will look like in metaverse. So it is not just a technology, it is the digital transformation. So when you move work into metaverse, it will require lot creating a remote and hybrid immersive culture. And for that, the focus will be on employee experience and facilitating the human connection in the immersive virtual space, which is more collaborative, creative, innovative, and there's a huge growth in that. So, moving work into metaverse required the HR leader to uh, train their employees, which are existing, and also Employ those employees who have a better understanding to work in metaverse and to work with metaverse or to create a metaverse environment. These are the things which are going to come up. So metaverse is expected to generate around $800 billion by 2025. And then it will double. It will be more than double, like 2.5 trillion by 2030. So according to a Gartner report, by 2026, 25% of the individuals will, as I said, will spend their time in the metaverse. Metaverse becomes very new term now, but after a few years, maybe 1 or 2 years, metaverse will become a very common and popular technology. Okay. Now, if you ask at present people to have you heard about metaverse, they will all say yes. But only 15% of the students can explain what metaverse is. So metaverse is at a very infancy stage. As I said, it is a Web3 technology. So what are the other technologies like blockchain, cryptocurrency, NFT and all? But one of the Web3 technology is metaverse. Okay. Which is going to give you a 3D immersive experience. And this experience is going to blur the line between physical and the virtual world. Mostly in the marketing, the customer will be able to interact in a very immersive shopping experience, which will again merge the line between the real and the virtual product. Okay. For example, if you want to attend a concert, you will go instead of going physically and attending and you're not able to see, or maybe you want to see a match, it will be a metaverse match. You can see the world match into metaverse with a metaverse experience where you can just go and stand behind the goalie and you can encourage him, or you can just go and abuse somebody. I'm sorry, they will not be able to hear you, but you can have that experience. You can attend a conference, you can attend a trade show, you can sell digital arts, the NFTs in these. So some of the world biggest brand are already using the metaverse, or they're creating their themselves established in the space of metaverse, like Coca-Cola, Nike, P&G, Louis Vuitton, then your Ferrari, McDonald's, Stella, Microsoft, Accenture. So JP Morgan Chase has also used the metaverse to create their claim. So that's a finance company, but they are also using. So there's a very interesting fact which I found out that the country of Barbados was the first nation to set up an embassy in metaverse to expand their diplomatic mission. So this is how even the colleges and the universities around the country are launching something which is called Meta University. That is also happening. So even the workplace experiences are moving into metaverse. Accenture recently announced around hiring of people on metaverse. So Accenture, what they did was recently, it is just I think few months back, they hired 150,000 people through metaverse. So metaverse is going to transform the way the business is working. At the same time, it will require now skilled worker who have the knowledge of metaverse, who know how to work with, how to develop metaverse environment. Okay. So this is one thing which I wanted to tell you. Some example of metaverse I will tell you how it is used in companies. The metaverse is now widely used. At present, it is widely used in identifying the talent or in the talent acquisitions. Okay. So metaverse is creating an immersive experience for the candidate, because what happens when you hire a Gen Z candidate, the Gen Z candidate want to know whether they want to join a company and they want an experience before joining the company. What happens when a person join a company? They have a different kind of expectation set, but when the reality hit, their expectation is crashed and they don't like, because their perception is built on something which they might have heard from someone, or they might have built that through the product or the company brand image. So when the reality strike, and most of the time either they compromise and keep on doing work, so the talent get affected, productivity get affected, or sometimes they leave the job, they leave the company because their expectation is not met. In order to avoid that, the company are giving a metaverse experience to the people who are recruited to take a final decision by moving into the company in the metaverse environment and experiencing the company thing. And during the induction also, they are using the metaverse to induct people. So this is one thing. And which are the companies which have done this? Samsung, Hyundai, Siemens, PwC, Accenture. They have used the metaverse strategy into the talent acquisition process. Even Microsoft has a platform called Microsoft Mesh, MESH. And also there is a platform called Meta Horizon Work Tool, which basically help you in doing induction when you get acquired, or when you are joining a company of when you're joining Microsoft. So they are using the metaverse environment. Accenture have recently come out with a recruitment fair on metaverse. They did the interview, because what happens again, they try to avoid a kind of a uh, limitation in the interview where a person comes physically and meet a recruiter or interviewer, and because the person is talented, because of the nervousness, and because the way the interviewer is conducting the environment, all that will influence the interview, the candidate not to perform well. Maybe the talent is not showcased well. In order to avoid that, the recruiter, and also in order to avoid the biasness in the recruitment, because most of the time it happens that a recruitment is uh, challenged by the biasness. There are a lot of things like halo effect or community perception, that somebody doesn't like certain community and they may not hire a person. Sometimes it is affected by the look of the person, the way the person is behaving, and all every etiquette of the person. So this all can affect the recruitment process and will give a challenge of hiring a right kind of talent at the right time. So in order to avoid all these things, the companies are creating. Accenture has created a metaverse or metaverse recruitment thing where a person is not meeting the recruitment face by face. So they create their avatar, and the avatar goes into the metaverse environment, and the avatar of the recruitment, the interviewer also come, and then they interact. So you don't have to look at the person. You are not, and even the recruitment is not taking a decision on certain social prejudice or maybe a certain kind of a perception he has. So he's not biased. So this is what it is. So recruitment, in terms of recruitment, most of the companies are using the metaverse environment. Okay. So I'll show you a video now. In this particular video, you will see how the virtual recruitment fair is happening. Okay? Just give me a few seconds. So this is Accenture Career Awards. Okay, so Accenture has done this recently in 2023 and 2022 metaverse recruitment fair in the colleges they have done. So it is better that you learn this technology. Now let me move ahead. Okay. Okay. It has a problem. I'm doing through desktop. I have to again go through the beginning of the slide. Sorry about this. Okay. So again, if we look into the industrial revolution, We talk a lot about Industry 4.2. Now everybody is talking about Industry 5.2. So I'm not going to talk much about it, but I will give you a certain hint. Industry 1.0 was all mechanical, where we used steam and water power. The second revolution in industry came where we started using in 19th century, 20th century, I'm sorry, where we started using the electricity and mass production, assembling line. The third industrial revolution was computer automation and electronic. So the first three revolution, the industry revolution 1, 2, and 3, transformed the way the society was working. Now the companies are more productive, efficient due to new machineries, new power sources, and new way of arranging work, and new type of skilled workforce. So again, we saw a cyber revolution in Industry 4.0, which India is still in Industry 4.0, or maybe in the middle stage of Industry 4.0, whereas certain advanced country has moved to Industry 5.2. Industry 4.0 is a connected world, the world of sensors, the world of IoTs, all those kinds. So the fourth revolution is about how machine is replacing human, how transforming the manufacturing into IoT integrated smart factories. You know, IoT integrated smart factories. The Industry 4.0 is also focusing on AI, computer based cyber physical system, networking, cloud computing, machine learning, 3D printing, then VR, all these kinds of technologies. Okay. So, what is Industry 5.0? So Industry 4.0 is not fully incorporated in certain countries, but there are people talking about certain countries advancing or certain uh, company advancing to Industry 5.0, or maybe certain industry impulsing. So Industry 5.0 is a collaboration between the human and machines. Okay. So the fifth revolution is all about connecting people with robots and making them work together. So fourth revolution started around 2010 and changed how the company worked. The advanced technology which we used at that time was IoT, sensors, AI, and all. Okay. So Industry 5.0 is the top trend in manufacturing industry, especially, and it already started in 2022. Industry 5.0 is about reintroduction of human mind in industrial structure, and also it is about how the human and the machine collaborate and work together. Okay, so the company for industry, the 5.0 is again in terms of robotic manufacturing, how the companies are automatic. You might have seen in certain videos, I have also shown you certain videos where you have seen that hardly there is any human labor, but human labor are there to manage certain process, to monitor the process, to supervise the process. Okay, so that is the role of the human labors now which is left. So robot is going to bring the next industrial revolution, and going to bring something in industry 5.0 which is called cobots. Cobot means collaborative robots. So robots aren't supposed to supersede the human, but cooperate with human being and do something. So industry 5.0 will create more jobs, but eliminate the routine jobs because that will be taken over by the robots. Okay. So the big technology trend which we can see in industry 5.0 is about how the uh, crowdsourcing is going to work, how the AI is going to work with different other kind of technology in an integrated way. Okay, how we are going to create a low cost storage, low cost technology, how we are going to, for example, if we want to include wireless infrastructure, the network of satellite, how we are going to use the processing technology, how these kinds of all integrated technology, AR, VR, metaverse, all going to get fit into your mobile phone. Uh, you know, this some example of that. The GPS, we are using the GPS. How do we use the GPS? Uses a now satellite data, right? All those kinds of things are going to get integrated. So there are going to a lot of disruptive business model which is going to rise now in industry 5.2. And that's going to require people with those kinds of skills. As I said, not only the skills to work, but also the skill. So this is what I was telling you, how the mobile is going to use now the satellite data like a supercomputers, have all kinds of data from various touch points like sensors, Wi-Fi, physical data, digital data, um, camera data, visual data, text data. Every kind of data is going to integrate and use integrated technology to work together. Okay, whether it will be uh, related to booking a taxi or using in the taxi using a GPS app, to identify certain things. So this is how it is going to change. So these are certain technology which is going to catalyze the future work of force. So in artificial intelligence, visual perception, speech recognition, decision making capability, the cognitive skills, the catalyzing technology will be IoT. So you have to learn IoT, blockchain, how the autonomous vehicles are working. So when you're talking about AI, one of the technology in the future of work, whenever we talk about the AI, one of the most common term about AI is that it is highly misunderstood. It is a most underestimated technology of our time. Okay. When I talk about AI, that's the reason I put this picture, because most of the time when I talk about AI to the students, the first thing they tell is ma'am GT. You know, so GT is also one of the examples to understand that how the future will look like with the AI, and how this thing is going to look like. So, as I said, the AI is not only about imitating how the future, how the human work, or imitating the human brain, but it is also about imitating the intelligent human behavior. Okay, so this is something which AI need to be explored highly. So, as a student, you need not only learn coding, you also have to learn how to use AI as a philosopher, as an ethicist, as a politician, as an innovator. So, this may sound very simple and may sound very theoretical, but this is what the future of skilled work is requiring, or presently it is required. So, the visual, audio interpretation, how do you integrate that into AI? How do you help the current AI in the context of future responsibility? How do you artifact the behavior of the people and mimic that into AI? How do you use math, science, and multidisciplinary domain to create a machine which is capable of beating a human? Maybe human being at sports like chess, or kind of any kind of a projects. So you can go to the Google website, students, and you can see a lot of projects of the Google on based on AI and learn from there, like moonshot projects, the deep learning project. There are so many projects which are available on Google website, IBM website. You can go through those case studies, how Google, IBM, Amazon, Microsoft, they are using the AI to come up with a new kinds of AI services and solution, how they are coming with certain kind of a application which act as an interface between human and computer. Okay, whether it can be in the terms of chatbots, or it can be in the term of natural language recognitions advanced. So all these you have to find out from there. Okay, so let me look at the time now. I have time to, okay, I have some time, some more time. So I'll show you some few more technologies. Okay, let me go. Okay, the next technology which is going to revolutionize the working condition is IoT, Internet of Things. Okay, when you're talking about Internet of Thing is become a very thing. Internet of Thing is creating a connected world where everything is becoming smart. Everything is collecting the data and transforming the data. Okay, so when we talk about Internet of Things, the Internet of Thing means something physical object connected through internet and has an ability to capture the data and transfer the data to the cloud. So all the data, which is maybe it is a smartwatch or anything, is collected and then transformed to the application in the cloud, where the application act on the data, which has AI. Most of the time it has AI to interpret something or to communicate something using internet. Okay, so this is where the world is moving into, the world of sensors, the world of connected world. Everything is connected. Every physical data is connected, and everything is controlled using some kind of a device. So one app can interface with the other app. One particular physical device can collect the data and interface with the application to do certain action, to automate certain action. So Internet of Thing is creating automative world where some of the example of that you can say is thermostat at the home, which can connect to the internet, which can monitor your electronic device like refrigerator, AC, your geyser, and you can control these multiple devices from your smartphone. Okay, so AI can control the nature of the temperature in the room. It can do so anything which is smart has sensors. Okay. For example, if I say some example like it can control the temperature of AC automatically. So you don't have to produce the AC, it will automatically do depending on the number of people. If there are 10 people in a room or there are one person in the room, it will take the sensor will take the data of the number of people, the humidity level, the air temperature, and all these factors. There are a lot of sensors in the smart ACs. So this smart AC sensors will all take the data on the temperature, on the number of people, the physical presence of the people, the width of the people, the room, the space available in the room, the humidity level, and accordingly adjust the temperature. Similarly, the washing machine use fuzzy logic or IoT sensors are there which will understand the load of the clothes, number of clothes, and accordingly it will wash the cloth. The time will be set, the water, the process will be set, and also we get something called energy saver. So IoTs is helping in saving the energy in terms of electronic equipments. Okay, so this is a breakthrough technology. IoT devices are responsible in creating something called smart devices, smart homes, and this which can be controlled from anything. So this is where the industry 4.0 has given rise to Internet of Things. And Internet of Things work in integration with machine learning, the sensor data, machine to machine communication. So this is one technology which is going ahead. So let me go through this. Okay, I'll just go to the other one. Yeah, Internet of Things is creating a smart machine where the maintenance, it will predict whether a particular machine is going to require the maintenance in few days or not, in future or not. So prediction, uh, management, repair and replacement of work so that the production is not hampered. So this all is done with the help of IoT. Okay, so a lot of sensors are used in manufacturing industry nowadays. The blockchain is the other kind of technology, which is very important, which is changing the way everything is happening. The cryptocurrencies are defining the new norm in the business. So blockchain is something called distributed ledger technology, DLT, and this has come into the life as a technology is very popularized by the cryptocurrency or Bitcoin in 2009. Bitcoins require a database of validated and secure transactions. So this, if suppose if you currently own 5 Bitcoin, after a series of currency purchase and trade, how are you going to account for it? How are you going to use it? How you're going to buy it? So cryptocurrency and the blockchain technology is not only about financial transaction. Blockchain technology is used in social networking sites also. The NFT, the idea of NFT, the technology of NFT, you know, all these are very, very important for you people to learn about it. Because the future of, there will be no bank in the future, you know, everything will be controlled through the blockchain. Everybody is the owner of all kind of information. I'm not going to focus more. If I get time and if you want, I can take a session on blockchain because I did a lot of research on blockchain and I have little bit knowledge on blockchain technology and bitcoins. I may take lesson on that, so I'm just going to go ahead with this. The next technology which is going to disrupt the future of work or the way the working condition or the business is happening is autonomous vehicle. So autonomous vehicle is also using integrated technology of IoT, camera, computer vision, AI, everything. Okay, so I'm not going to. I have already spoken about how the driverless car work. So, students, in a many way, the fourth industrial revolution in which today we are living will have both positive and negative perspective. The point of discussion is that how are we making us ready to this particular style of work? Okay, so physical world is merging with a digital work. Lot of technologies are used to make your work more simpler, more uh, global, and anytime anywhere kind of condition, and how automation is happening in routine work, how the future the industry required a skilled kind of a worker who can work in the form on project basis, like I said, gig workers. So there is a time where you have to realize how you're going to go ahead and learn the technology and become a gig economy. How you can learn to in learn different kind of skills, not only artificial intelligence but also the metaverse skills, also about IoT, about blockchain, about AR and VR, and how you can develop a solution using that. So this is where I'm going to stop it here now. You can see certain data over here that how 36% of the US workers at present is a gig worker. Okay, 24% of the workers want the alternative work arrangement. They can work from home. Most of the people don't want to go to the office, spend time in traffic and all. So this is evolving. Every device is becoming smart. All information is available on hand. By 2020, already it is gone. 43% of the employee in the US has already become contractor or become the gig economy, because that suits the company also and the person also. So robotic and artificial intelligence are used widely into industry in terms of searching, in terms of recommendation on the e-commerce side, fintech services, healthcare industry, manufacturing industry, autonomous vehicles. These are the industries which are at risk now. Okay, let me see the time. Okay, students, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to open the forum for question. If there is any question, I will give the question. And next session which I have, I would like to actually talk about cloud computing and IoT. And if you wish, because what I'm going to do is maybe I will take a session of AI in cybersecurity, because how AI is used in cybersecurity space, and it has much opportunity in terms of the industry. They require a people who can work, develop solutions using AI in cybersecurity space, because there's a lack of labor or skilled worker in the cybersecurity space, and especially the industry is looking for those kind of workforce. So we can look into certain aspect that how AI can help in cybersecurity. So I'm opening a forum for you people to put in the chat box whether you want any other sessions on especially I may give you a better session on cloud computing because I specialize in cloud computing, and I can teach you something. Maybe I can teach you how to create a bot on Lex, Amazon Lex or cloud computing platform. So maybe I can take one session on cloud computing, take one session on IoT. So those who want the session, please put in the chat box. I'll give you 5 minutes, then I will wind off the session. Yeah, students, please come ahead. Please respond. If somebody have want to ask any question, you can. Yeah, no questions. Okay, then we'll wind off the session. So we'll meet next week. Have a nice weekend, students. Bye.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, bye. Thank you.